Hey guys, welcome to your Friday Senior Max Seller Week. I'm very happy that we have reached this time. Today we have a very special guest. It's Dr. Sadaf Lodhi. She's going to join us any minute here. And there she is. Let me bring her into video. Let's see if it's happening. Approve. Invite. Okay. Okay. Sadaf, let's do this. Let's disconnect like the request and then just bring your request again to me. Let's see. I think I have it here. We're adding you. It's coming. It says that it's been added. Okay. I'm gonna invite you and I'm gonna send the invite and then you accept it and here we go and then we can have our chat here for everybody. Thank you for joining us today in this Friday in your Max Seller Week. Uh, if you're a physician who's been overwhelmed with all the changes that are happening, burnout, maybe you just think that you need a change, this is what we're going to be talking about today. So hello, Sadaf.
Hi, hi, Myrdalis. How are you?
Hi, good. And yourself?
Good.
Nice to see you. It's a little bit cool here, believe it or not. Maybe not by New York standards, but in Sarasota it's just a little bit cool, so I'm like super protected
Yeah.
today. So I want to welcome you here, and I was, greeting everybody, telling them that basically, if you're a physician who's been overwhelmed or lost, don't know what your future is in medicine, there's some things that we can do to change that, and that's what we work in our Max Seller Mastermind. And you were one of those members, and that's why you're here today
Yeah.
because, in your case, and what we're talking is about transformations. So tell us about, well, first, hi, right? And then you're in New York. And tell us about how you've been feeling these days. What are you up to?
Yeah. Hi, Myrdalis. So there's a little bit of an echo. I don't know, or a little lag at Facebook.
Let's see. It might be the signal.
Yeah. But
I'm going to hold this way and then the signal. I think this is the best signal I
yeah,
can have right
no
now.
worries. So yeah, I'm feeling pretty good. So just recently been working on my social media and working on my coaching business. So things are going pretty good.
So when I met you last year at the beginning of last year. I remember exactly where I was. And actually, there's a podcast, guys, I want to invite you to listen to. This was the podcast that we released just for Design Your Physician Life earlier this week on Tuesday, where you can listen to the whole story in more detail. But I remember you, and you were in a position. I think that your feelings were different than the way that you're feeling right now. So maybe if you can, in your own words, say, tell us about your experience at that time, what you were feeling as a physician, and how that contrasts with how you're feeling today.
Sure. So yeah. So at that time, I was pretty upset. I had just left my job, and I wasn't really sure what I was going to do in terms of, what the future was holding. If I wanted to go back to clinical medicine or if I wanted to do something else. I was feeling really burned out. And so then I saw your post in that group, the female physician entrepreneurs, and I saw at that time that you were putting together a mastermind. And so then I had reached out and I discussed with you kind of what was going on, and I felt, I was feeling really upset and burned out and just was looking more for like a direction. I kind of had an idea of what I wanted to do. At that time when I met you, I was thinking about doing telehealth and, looking into getting licensed with multiple states. And, uh, And then after I spoke with you, I decided to join, and I'm so glad that I did. We had a great group when I joined that mastermind, and um, and then as the year went on, I think it was 6 months, the mastermind, right? So
Correct.
after a few months, I realized that it wasn't telehealth that I wanted to do, but it was more of like a coaching. And so then I applied to a program through Rutgers, and then I decided to also take another course through the University of Michigan, and that was for sexual counseling and education. And so yeah, so that's kind of how things started to move forward in what I'm doing now.
So let's talk about the barriers. Remember when I was talking to you, you said, oh, but this, but that, like before joining a mastermind. What sort of barriers do you see that you experience yourself and maybe others experienced before they came to the mastermind that once you overcame them helped you in reaching the state where you are today?
Yeah, I think one of the biggest barriers is, feeling lost, not knowing where you want to go, right? And not really sure if what you're doing is what you want to be doing for the rest of your life. And so I think what helped is to have a group of like-minded individuals, which would, help go through kind of what were the things that motivated me, and take a look at what were the things that were, standing in my way, and what were the roadblocks, right? A lot of times I feel that we hold ourselves back, and it's hard for us to be our authentic selves. And so I was also trying to figure out like who my niche was going to be. And so, the mastermind helped me to clarify my niche, and then move forward with what my, now what I'm doing, which is my intimacy coaching, my sex coaching.
I want to talk a little bit about your coaching because it's been exciting. It's opened doors for you in ways that I don't think that we even thought when we were talking about this in the mastermind, about your project. We would have thought that you, in such a short period of time, you've been able to connect with so many people. So tell us about how you feel about the niche that you chose and how it's allowed you to connect with others in your regular life now.
Yeah. Yeah. So sorry, there's like a 2 second lag every time. So with in terms of my niche, I think that after trying to, after narrowing down what I really wanted to do and whom I was going to be speaking to, at first I thought it was going to be all women, and it does, I mean, intimacy coaching, it is for all women, but specifically I focus on Muslim women because I myself am Muslim, and it's just easier for me to relate to perhaps the cultural baggage or the hesitations or the mindset that I was raised in, and perhaps other women also experienced that as well. In terms of meeting a lot of people along the way, what's been great is that through the coaching I've been able to meet lots of other coaches, right, and a lot of talk about mindset, and I just this lag is like, it's really distracting. um, but what's been great is that being able to focus and to hone down on my niche, I think, is the biggest thing, right? So that when I'm doing my social media or whatever I'm doing, other people are able to see that I'm talking directly to them, and that this is a service for them, and that I'm somebody that also perhaps, has similar feelings, and so that I'm able to help them with the negative mindset that they may have, or perhaps the sex negativity, or the thoughts that maybe they may be undergoing.
That's great. I'm so happy that you found that niche. And as a physician, how do you feel now compared to when I met you in terms of how you're able to handle your life? Do you feel like you have regained control of your life in any way since the
Mm-hmm.
mastermind?
Yeah, I mean, I think that I think one of the biggest things that I got through the mastermind was accountability. I think that that is really important, right? Especially when you're starting something new, you need people there to cheer you on and to motivate you and to help you see the forest through the trees, right? You have to know that what you're doing and is actually making a difference. And it's nice to have like-minded people that also see that and see that you're making a difference, right? Because there's so many times as an entrepreneur that you want to stop, that you're not really sure if what you're doing is making a difference, and if people are even gaining any value from what it is that you're doing. So I think that having that mastermind group and having people show, tell you that you are making a difference and, keep you on your goals and what you're trying to accomplish, I think it really made a difference.
I'm so excited right now because I listened to you talking and you call yourself an entrepreneur. And I don't think like just over, not even a year ago, you would have called, yourself like that at the beginning. And I see the transformation. That's what we're talking about, the transformation and the way that you relate to people, not only expanding, your knowledge in medicine, but how you use that knowledge and how you talk about mindset. Mindset is everything, and we have this, in many ways we have a fixed mindset as physicians because we're expected to have this excellence, we're expected to have to comply with the other things, and they have to be in this way, and we not necessarily see the world around us. And in your case, you've been able to expand. You like right now, you've been able to very fortunate to have this connection with the community through your TikTok, for example, where you have millions of views on your message there, and it's been amazing. So I'm very very excited for you, very proud of you. Do you have any plans for 2023 that you would tell, this now that I'm being able to be through this transformation, this the way that I think that maybe you would not have planned last year, being a physician, entrepreneur, and a coach?
Yeah, yeah. Absolutely. So, like this year going forward, what I'm planning on doing is, increasing my presence on on different platforms, and also expanding my reach. I'm doing a course. I'm going to do a mastermind course. I've also written a course that should be published at the end of this month. And again, it's about, intimacy coaching and about mindset and the female anatomy and kind of ways to move forward. There is like a negative belief surrounding intimacy and sex. And also, I'm hosting a retreat, which is great. I'm hosting a retreat with another physician, and it's called Relationship with the Self. And so, yeah, there's a lot of exciting things that are going on. And, it all starts with having the confidence and the belief in yourself and knowing that you can do it. So I think that that's, I'm excited, and those are my plans for this upcoming year.
So I want to talk a little bit about, relationships and confidence and all these things. And when you came to a mastermind, your husband really didn't know at some point, how this would all pan out. Tell us about the transformation in your family with your husband, and now the way that you're doing, since you're not like you were at a job where you've been an OBGYN attending for such a long time in academics, and now that's completely changed, and, finding these other ways of doing medicine in your case. Tell me about the transformation for your family and for your husband.
Yeah, I mean, I think that, definitely it was a transformation in the sense that, with me being on social media was the biggest change. And, I think there was a little bit of discomfort, definitely, especially with the topic that I discussed, which I talk mainly about sexual health. I think especially for my kids, they're, but they're great. They appreciate what I do, and they know that what I do in terms of sexual health and wellness and education is very important. And so they're all very supportive. Actually my kids helped me record some of my social media TikToks and reels and stuff like that, which is great. Yeah, no, my husband, he's very, he wasn't really sure if, this coaching was going to work, or whether it was just something that, just like a hobby that I wanted to do. So once he came on to the mastermind and saw that there were very serious physicians that were all interested in expanding their own businesses and starting their own businesses and motivating each other and holding each other accountable, then he saw, of course, the value in being part of a mastermind and in also in starting my own business. But definitely, of course, there's hesitation because as an entrepreneur, there's always risk, right? And if you're risk averse, then you're not going to take that step. So, but now he's very supportive, and he was, to be fair, he was supportive before, but I think seeing everybody and seeing the mastermind and seeing the like-minded physicians that were in that group, I think that really helped to, gain more of his support.
Just to give you guys a summary for those who have joined us later, basically our mastermind is a group where we get 10 physicians for 6 months, once a week, and you can bring your partner. Your partner, it can be your soulmate, whoever's with you in this journey. We want them to be part and join you so that they can also achieve transformation. So they come at no extra cost and they're invited to participate, and we make sure that the family core is included because we want transformation not only for our physician but also for the whole family, so that we can make it a longer lasting transformation for you. Because if you don't have them involved or understanding to a certain extent, then it will be more difficult for you. They don't have to come if they don't want. We have many people who really they're not involved and it's not part of what they want to do. But if that's important for your family, that door, that service is available for you guys. And so I want to, just let's talk about your services, where people can find you, because it's important. And before I forget, guys, if you want to share this, please do #live, #replay, #maxallure. Our website is maxallure.com, MAXALLURE. We have our next round of mastermind opening at the end of this month. So we would love to have some good physicians like here. Dr. Lodhi has taken advantage of this opportunity. So tell us about your courses that you're opening, where people can find you. Tell us about all your social media handles, and where do you want people to connect with you so that they can keep learning now that you have this amazing information and services available.
Yeah, so definitely. Thanks, Myrdalis. So I am currently launching my April coaching cohort. So there's people that can go to my website on www.drsadaf.com. You can also find me on Instagram and TikTok at Dr. Sadaf OBGYN. And I'm also the host of a podcast called the Muslim Sex Podcast, which is also on YouTube. And you can go on there and find that. So yeah, lots of ways to reach out if people are interested. And I'd love to have people reach out.
Awesome. Do you have any specific tips for physicians who have been really, in that position where they don't know? They might say, you know what, I don't have enough time. Like I have so much on my plate. I'm so overwhelmed with what's happening at work. I have the kids, the work, the whatever other things that we put on ourselves, right? And I don't have time for a mastermind. I don't have time for this. What would you tell them about joining a mastermind? Maybe some tips, and then, where they could be in even less than a year from now if they did this.
Yeah. So, for somebody that is thinking about starting up a business on their own, but is thinking that they don't have time, I would say that what is the value of staying in the job that you're still in right now, right? Like, what is the cost? What is the cost of doing what you're still doing and being perhaps unhappy, right? Is that going to affect your health? Is that going to affect your mental health? Is that going to affect your family, your kids? If you're not happy, then the likelihood is that your family's not going to be happy either, right? So if you're thinking about joining a mastermind or joining a coaching group where there are very supportive physicians and people that understand you, people that have gone through hardships similar to yours, then I would, suggest that you join a mastermind. And I think that your mastermind is great because it's very small, it's very personal. And also, the great thing is, Myrdalis, is that your mastermind, allows your partner to also be a part of it, right? So you have that support. Not only do you have the support in the group, but you also have the support of your family member who understands what you're doing and doesn't think that this is just a hobby on the side, right? That this is an actual business that you're trying to launch, that you're trying to move forward. So I think that that is, definitely very beneficial. I think also it's affordable, right? So I think that perhaps some of the things that hold people back is that, well, I can't afford the mastermind, or it's costing too much money. And I would counter that by saying that, sometimes when we buy an expensive bag, right, it probably costs just as much or even more. And, there's the worth of that bag is, only when you take it out. But with a mastermind, the things that you learn, the friendships that you make last forever. And it's also a mindset shift, right? So I think that investing in yourself is one of the greatest gifts that you can give to yourself. And I think that, by joining a mastermind such as yours, only helps to achieve the goals that you have.
Well, I really appreciate your words, and I'm so proud of everything that you've been able to achieve for you, for your family. Now you're engaging everybody in this project, and a lot of people are really appreciating the message and the learnings, the teachings that you brought to them. So, thanks a lot. Thanks for being part of our family too. You're part of our Max Allure
Thank you.
Mastermind family
No, I
forever.
appreciate it. Thank you, Myrdalis.
And I'll see you then. Thanks everybody for being here. Remember, go maxallure.com. You can go also to drsadaf.com and learn more from us there. And remember, hashtag replay, hashtag live. And listen to the podcast, Design Your Physician Life, where this episode from last week, you'll listen to the whole story of Dr. Sadaf Lodhi, and you can learn more for yourself. Have a great day. Have a great
Thank you.
weekend. See
Thank
you
you.
then.
Thanks so much.
Bye.